What do you own a ridiculous amount of? Nuts and bolts. Every time I get a new thing that needs assembled, I keep the leftovers just in case. Now I have a ton of random, particular nuts and bolts with severely limited applications and I just can't seem to throw them away. Stuffed animals. Childhood me had a problem. Childhood me loved stuffed animals so much. Then I became an adult and realized how much better actual animals are. Grew up and started working my real job, which enabled me to buy said animals, add in my crafty impulse control, and now I have too many animals. Stuffed animals would be way easier. Fragrances, about 90. Salt and pepper shakers. I guess 7 pairs isn't ridiculous for some niche collector, but I am not. But where the hell did they all come from? I have cows, sugar skulls, goats. I don't need to shake that much salt and pepper. My mom used to have a large collection. I'm talking shelves full of those effers. We'd occasionally swap the boring ones from the table with a fun set, but they were mostly just on display. Records. About 2,000 of them. Back in the 1980s, all my friends gave me their records when they bought CDs. Many people would kill for a good vinyl collection these days. Edit off. Thanks for the award, good vinyl loving people of Reddit. Yes, kill. What state and town are you in? Original post with this 2000 record set? Just curious. Polyhedral dice. Dice goblin is please. No such thing as a ridiculous amount of shiny click-clacks. Paper clips. I have a whole drawer full of them. Where do they even come from? Papers coming inbound are all clipped, papers outbound don't need to be clips. Web link. I don't remember ever buying a single paper clip, yet they have taken over my desk. It's the herpes of office supplies. Crafting supplies. I'm a serial crafter in that I like to get really into a crafting hobby for a period of time, could be months, years, or sometimes just weeks, and then I move on to the next craft. I usually buy supplies for that hobby as though it will be a lifelong passion. I'm also an aspirational crafter. I'll see the potential in raw materials, which forces me to buy said raw materials, but then I get lazy and the project never comes to fruition. In short, I have 2 separate hobbies, collecting crafting supplies and crafting. Same exact answer here. It doesn't help that I work at a craft store, so I see other people's crafts, get inspired, tell myself my discount makes it worth it, and my depression won't stop me from doing anything creative when I get home, yet here I am with so many unfinished projects. I still have a little piece of the inspiration for them, I just have to get around to the motivation part. The struggle is real. My craft room's got more UFOs than Roswell. I hope you find your motivation. Completing something can sometimes have a cumulative effect in that you might get inspired to complete more. I'm guessing at least one of your crafts involves yarn? I hear using yarn and collecting yarn are 2 different hobbies, so often laughing out loud. That's a bingo. I had a very long knitting phase. It was a huge part of my life, I went to a social knitting circle weekly. With the exception of a blanket that I finished at the beginning of the pandemic, the blanket had been intended for my best friend's baby who is now in 1st grade. I haven't knit anything in years, but I still have a ton of yarn. Just in case. Time to pick up a new hobby, crochet. I say this as a crocheter that just discovered yesterday I had more boxes of yarn stashed all over than I thought. Time for me to give knitting another try. Lol, if you think I don't already own an assortment of hooks. I made a few amigurumi in a purse years ago. But you're right, I should get back into it. Someday. So very much the same. We should form a support club. And maybe we would actually inspire each other to dive back into our once passions. More realistically, we'd inspire each other to develop additional new interests and buy supplies for that hobby to add to the rest of our supplies collecting dust. Empty boxes from ordering stuff. I'm taking them to recycling as soon as I decide I'm not going to use them. I was so bad with boxes, and with 3 people in one house we were getting a lot of boxes built up. I finally got rid of them all, broke them down and recycled them. Then I had no boxes to wrap anything in for Christmas and had to buy boxes. The box cycle is a savage and heartless one. Lumpy Christmas presents are more fun. Things that never going to happen. You need those boxes. Books. I'm never moving again. Preach. On a lark, I put a bid on the European history section of a library in a university that was shutting down. Somehow, I won. I got rid of 2/3 of them since you only need, say, 2 books at most about the Crimean War. I still have hundreds and hundreds. Here's the rub though, I write history and I teach history. They've been a godsend when I'm up in the middle of the night, can't figure out how to connect feminism into the American Civil War through a European perspective, and then I can start pulling books on the Second Empire. I realize not everyone has that problem, but having way too many books is about the only way to solve it. Edit. I write history. I am not the living incarnation of history. Wow. Incredibly jealous. A full library section of European history is a dream. I wonder if these kinds of sales happen often. Or if you just hit the lottery? Check the website of your local library for excess inventory sales. My library does one every 6 months. They pick one branch and fill it with all the books they want to sell. They're usually $1 to $3 a book. I never thought of buying a section of a library. Thanks. My husband has other thoughts though. Go to a castle and marry a beast, he'll agree with you laughing out loud. I don't know how you can donate them, sell them, and give them away and somehow the shelves never get more space. Looks at the mattress bag full of old Star Wars novels. Yeah. I should probably do something since we're moving in a few weeks. Edit. For those of you expressing an interest in many books, specific books, or just curious to see the collection. I'm saving this post and if when I have a chance to sort through the bag later before my move at the end of the month I'll get some updates back in here. I recommend boxes. Small ones, at that. Or not moving. Small ones, at that. This is an important lesson. Small boxes of books are only moderately heavy. Big boxes of books are immovable objects. And then the bottom falls out. Socks. 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 I got socks for my socks. Are you the sock monster in my dryer? Rocks. I have a rock collection, precious stones, fossils and other cool minerals. When I tell you my room shines purple because of all my amethyst clusters and points, I mean it. Edit. Working on uploading pictures, y'all. I'll showcase my favorites then link them here when I can. Edit 2. Still having trouble with the pictures. Reddit won't load my recent pictures, only shows pictures from 2 years ago, and Imgur has the same problem. Were you raised by geologists? Both of my parents are geologists. Among the 3 of us we have a serious rock problem. My mom bought a new china cabinet and it had like these LED lights on 2 and glass shelves. 3/4s of it were turned into rock display cases with some actual china tucked to one side. Edit. Also a great collection of sand. My dad was a geologist. Normal people do not understand the family vacations. Oh, are you going to Disney? Nope. Rock hounding road cuts in the Appalachians. What? We're going to go to places they had to cut through a mountain to put in a road and collect rocks. So, your summer vacation destination is just the side of the road? Basically. Minerals. They are minerals, Marie. As soon as I saw rocks, I fully expected this comment. Tea. I worked in a tea shop and was able to get an insane amount of loose-leaf tea for free. I literally have a cupboard of nothing but different flavors of loose-leaf teas. Hundreds of dollars worth of tea for my own drinking pleasure. I probably have close to 40 different flavors, all in their own happy little tins waiting for the day I think yes, a pure green tea sounds perfect today. Edit. I never thought my love of tea would get me awarded. Thank you kindly. Edit 2. Thanks for everyone who is commenting, upvoting, and giving awards. I only had one award before today. I'm glad that if any of my comments had to become popular, it's the one about tea that is. Peace, love, and tea for all. I literally have a cupboard of nothing but different flavors of loose leaf teas. Hundreds of dollars worth of tea for my own drinking pleasure. I probably have close to 40 different flavors. This sounds like paradise. Do you happen to have a peach and ginger black tea? Aside from Earl Grey, that's my favorite. Sadly, my body does not process ginger well, so I am completely gingerless. I do have a peach herbal that I like to mix with my pure black tea sporadically. Cables. There is an unwritten law of the universe. If you throw away a cable, you will need it within a month. Similar to the law that you'll always see random objects just lying around until you actually need them. Then they're nowhere to be found. Oh, and if you purchase a replacement, guess what you can suddenly find? That the replacement is the only one out of stock. I believe the probability of being in stock is inversely proportional to the severity of the need. However, a much more expensive option is widely available. Sucks when building with Legos, trust me, I know. Probably embedded in the arch of your foot. Never happened to me once. The palm of my hand on the other. Well, hand. I finally found someone who gets it. My parents used to complain about me hating organization but always organizing my Lego. This is why. Where the hell is that effing ball joint? Nah, for me it's always the things with the 1x2 plate footprint, especially when the kit has a dark gray color scheme as the manuals are still crap about their color coding. Decades of Lego instructions and they still can't make dark gray easier to see. What the F? I'd put pieces that I knew I needed into my mouth and still not be able to find them for a little too long. It's in there somewhere. I just moved this summer. Finally got rid of my old DVI cables. I tossed my VGA cables the move before that, 2 years prior, and a decade after I stopped using them, and then I realized that my work monitor is DVI and VGA and is muddy because it's hooked up on VGA. And somewhere an IT guy is sitting next to a closet with 2,000 unused DVI cables. Heck, I'm not an IT guy and I have 8 or so. This is where I keep my assorted lengths of wires. If I would connect all of O extensions I have in a box under my bed, I would be able to reach neighboring city. I don't know how it's happened, but some of my old cables are so old they have grown mold. On an unrelated note, do you have need of an LPT to USB cable or 6? Holy F this. Last time I moved I tossed a box I had been holding on to for years full of various PC components and PC component accessories, cables, fans, various riser cards/adapters I no longer can identify. The works. Tossed it because hey, I haven't touched this crap in years, no point moving it. Literally the next goddamn day a friend of mine called and asked if I had an old DVI cable he could bum. Guitar picks. I have so many because I keep losing them, so I buy more, then I clean my couch and find all the old ones. Except the ones that the pick demon sucks into the vortex along with all the missing socks. Anytime I pick up the couch cushion/look under the bed I end up handing my boyfriend a handful of guitar picks. He used to work at Guitar Center before we lived together and I would always find the red Guitar Center pick somewhere in my dorm room after he left. Debt. Damn. Toilet paper. We moved during the pandemic and everyone thought they'd be clever and send us a pack as a housewarming gift. The first couple were helpful and appreciated, the many others that followed were not. We haven't bought toilet paper since May and we still have 70+ rolls left. We couldn't finish unpacking a few boxes because an entire closet is filled with toilet paper. At least they don't go bad, you'll eventually use them all. I would TP my own house just because I can. That's a power move nowadays. Well, if any neighbors piss you off, you've got plenty of ammunition. Donate to a homeless shelter. People have been hoarding again, so I bet it would help loads. This, and food banks usually take them as well. Regrets. Felt that. I was going to post this exact comment over 2 hours ago. Now I have even more. Thank you for watching. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube. And share them with your friends. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. We welcome your comments below. Another of our videos will begin shortly.